Hey, welcome back. I'm Carlos, and this is Dr. Brown, and we're gonna go into another segment of a great keto thing to make. And it is a very simple thing to make. It's known as candied keto walnuts. Now, I personally, and Dr. Brown can speak to this as well, as I've been doing keto, found it a little difficult at times to find something to mix it up and find something that matches the things that I ate before keto. Something that tastes good, that's sweet, but doesn't have sugar in it, right?
Absolutely.
So we know that anything that you eat that does contain sugar in it has the potential to spike your sugar levels and then throw you out of ketosis,
Yes.
which is basically fat burning, and we don't want that to happen. So what we want to do is provide you with some simple recipes that you can make on your own and help you to give some variety to your keto meals. Now, Dr. Brown, could you speak to us a little bit about what the challenges are that you found when doing keto?
So for myself, for the period that we've been through this pandemic, I've been struggling, and only in the last 2 months have I really adopted keto. And in that time period, we've already seen that I've had a 10-pound weight loss.
Right.
And we've been shifting things around and discovering where things are hiding, right? So
hidden sugars,
hidden
for sure.
sugars.
Yep.
And so I'm arriving at a point now where it's now more part of my lifestyle. But any part of lifestyle means simplicity and not making things more complex. And it's being able to have things like this that I can have just ready-made and just use, especially those periods of time where I might feel like my energy is fluctuating or I just have a craving. Sure. That I can have something that I can take and not throw myself. That's the biggest struggle initially, and then once you get to this nice plateau, you're golden. So this helps. That's
exactly right. And as you're starting out with doing keto, you're gonna find that that sugar cravings may come on. And what I always recommend to clients is to obviously reach for something that is a keto type of snack, and I'm gonna get to that in a second. If you do get hungry between your meals and you're just starting out with keto and you just can't resist that craving, then you're gonna have to have some type of snack. And I always say the snack should be something that is fat, that has fat content in it. It's better to do that than reach for potato chips or anything, some other stuff that's sugar, because then that'll pop you out of ketosis.
Yeah, exactly.
This stuff won't pop you out of ketosis. It will slow down your results if you do snack, but it's understandable in the first time that you're doing keto and for the first several weeks. But as you move up and up and up, as I've done myself, I've been fully keto for a year. I don't have the urge to snack at all. So you can get there
for you now.
That's right. You can totally get there. So, and it's important to note too that when you're doing keto and intermittent fasting, you want to do, if you're on a 3-meal schedule or a 2-meal schedule, you want to make sure that between those eating windows that you're not snacking at all, because the point of those windows is for fat burning to occur.
Yes.
Right. But again, if you are just starting out and you're just several weeks into it or a couple weeks into it, it's understandable. And this is a solution to that if you do have an urge to have a snack. And this is one of my favorite ones because it's so easy to do. First, you've got some sprouted walnuts, and Dr. Brown, do you want to tell us the health benefits of those?
Sprouted means that you actually have, so nuts are a seed that then will sprout. When they sprout, certain enzymes that are in, or proteins that are in the nuts themselves will be activated. And it's important to have sprouted nuts because as you can imagine, a chipmunk is going to go out to build up fat, so they're going to snack on unsprouted nuts. Well, sprouted nuts gets rid of that stuff that puts the fat on.
Yeah.
And all you really have to do is go ahead and soak these in water overnight, put it in your refrigerator, and drain them and dry them. But this has actually already been made from whole foods, so it's easy to prepare, even easier than that.
That's right. Awesome. And so then we have cinnamon as well. and we have something called monk fruit. Now, this is important. If you don't understand what monk fruit, and if you've heard about monk fruit and stevia and xylitol, those are all sugar alternatives, and they're sugar alcohols, and they're different from, say, Splenda or Equal, because they don't have harmful effects, and then they do not induce glucose. Not induce glucose, but they basically don't have glucose in them. So your body's blood sugars don't rise because you're eating monk fruit or you're eating xylitol or stevia. So this is a great alternative sugar. It tastes just like sugar.
Exactly.
Some people have their own preferences on what they like. I prefer stevia, but when I'm making like candied keto walnuts, I like to use monk fruit. So that's a great addition to this. And then we have some grass-fed butter, and then we have some Himalayan salt, and then finally we have some vanilla extract. So we're gonna take all of this, and then we're gonna go over to the stovetop, and I'm gonna show you how to make it. All right.
Excellent.
Good, so we're gonna bring these ingredients over. Let's see, we got butter there, the cinnamon there, okay.
So which one goes first?
So the butter's gonna go first. We're gonna
Okay.
have the butter go first.
All right.
Put that there,
Excellent.
right? And that there, good. And then I need to bring this over. And then we're gonna leave the walnuts there for 1 second.
Okay.
No, actually, you know what? Let's bring them over.
Yeah.
Good.
Great.
Okay. All right, so first we've already started the pan heating up. So we're gonna put the butter in first.
Let's get nice and
Let
hot.
that, yes, should be nice and hot. We should get a little sizzle going. Yeah, there we go. Oh, yeah.
Nice.
Oh, nice. That's great. Nice. Good. May want to just turn it on just a little. There we go. Good. Good. And then we're gonna put we're gonna put the cinnamon in next. I'm just gonna let this melt down just a little bit more.
Sure.
Yeah. That's great. Good. And then I'm gonna throw the cinnamon in there.
Excellent.
There we go.
Great.
Good. Okay. We'll mix that up just a little bit more. Good. Okay. Next thing we're gonna go ahead.
I think you'd make your auntie proud.
Yeah, I think she'd be very proud of me. Yeah. Yeah. I'm maneuvering the spatula. You see. Now we're gonna add in the monk fruit. Stir that in. Good. And then yeah, we're gonna put in some vanilla. There we go.
Excellent.
Good. And then we're gonna just do a little pinch of Himalayan salt. It's just a pinch. There we go. Okay. Good.
That was not necessary.
I know. All right, good. So we get this all mixed up in here.
So you're not really, I mean, you're just getting it all melted and emulsified together, but you're not really caramelizing because it's not really sugar.
That's right. You got it. Yep. The recipe just calls for it all to be the monk fruit to be melted. Okay. And now we can probably, what I'd like to do is probably just pour this over the walnuts now.
All right.
Okay.
Excellent.
Yeah. Or pour the walnuts in there. Yeah. Put it in there. And we'll take the heat off.
All right.
Okay. Good. And then we're just gonna mix it up.
Excellent. And so the walnuts are nice and dry, so
Yeah.
it'll soak up
You got it.
all the monk. Yep.
Yep. Yeah. And it's got that cinnamon's gonna add that extra nice little kick to it, along with the vanilla.
Yeah.
That's good.
Get it nice and coated, and then
Yeah.
eventually, as it cools down, it'll really stick.
Exactly. Yeah. We're gonna have to have them cool down for a little bit, and then, yep. There you go. It's very simple. See, this is not difficult at all. And I particularly, for myself, I'm not big on eating walnuts by themselves, but once I had this recipe, I'm like now a walnut fanatic.
Yeah, walnuts for me have never been like big,
Yeah.
so I'm very interested in trying this. And see
Yeah.
if this might be the new thing.
Yeah, it's going to be the new thing. Trust me. And the thing that you have to be careful about too is that they are so good.
Too much of a good thing.
Too much of a good thing. So you just want to make sure that you don't eat over your fat limitations for each meal.
And what in a day, what percentage of fat to be in keto would you recommend?
So I recommend you play around with it. Like 20 to 40 grams is basically the limit right there of fat for each meal. Now what I found is that I had to reduce that as I wanted to get to 10% body fat, and then went with just one meal a day. I had to reduce that fat content down.
Really?
Yeah, for just a little bit. You know, I just did it where if I have one meal a day, I probably have, I'd say, no more than 30 grams of fat for my meal. But that's just me, and that's. I don't get hungry anymore. I don't have this hunger thing that goes on. Except on the 20th hour. That's when it's like time to eat.
And it's interesting because you mentioned this, you know, doing it, you know, only have one meal a day. I mean, that's actually, I mean, you'll find that there are, you know, in Silicon Valley, that's a common trend now that they'll go on intermittent fasting and, you know, to improve cognitive function. And these things, it doesn't mean you just can't snap into it. I mean, you do need to kind of adopt it as a lifestyle.
Yeah, and it's very important because I've dealt with clients who have done intermittent fasting and said, oh, I can just go and not eat for 24, 48 hours. And then I say, oh, that's interesting. What happens after that? Well, then they go into eating everything. So it's
that's called binging.
It's called binging, So you have to, I highly recommend you gradually get yourself into a 20-hour fast, 24-hour fast, but I always start people off with 12 hours, then once 12 hours is good, then move them to 14, then move them to 16, then 18.
I'm at 16
16,
now.
right.
And I feel comfortable with 16.
Yeah, exactly. That's it.
Now I'll have to admit that there's some snacking going on in between.
Of course, that's
because I didn't realize that. I thought that I could. So now I know.
Now you know. But here's the very interesting thing too, is that when you find yourself snacking between meals, it's just because you did not have enough fat. Or you didn't have enough of the meal.
Hard to get the fat.
Yeah, it's hard to get the fat. But this should help because what's important is that this is not a snack. This is something that you eat with your meal.
So you can add this to a salad, you can add this to chicken on the side or something to make it more interesting and flavorful. So
you got it.
That's great.
100%, I think they are candied enough, don't you think?
I think they're well coated.
Well coated.
They'll cool down.
We're gonna let them just sit and cool down, and then we'll put them back in the bowl, and then we will try them.
Do you typically refrigerate them, or you just keep them out?
You can keep them out. I'd like to. Sometimes I do refrigerate them, just to speed up the cooling process as well. But they're just going to be a great flavor.
Excellent.
For sure. Okay. Why don't you just try one now? Try one now and warm.
Oh, when they're warm, they're really good. That's ridiculous.
Let me see.
It's like when you go to these stands in New York where they sell the nuts on the street and you smell the nuts and they're roasting them.
That's
that's
I know,
good.
right? Now, remember, you guys are witnesses. Some of these are coming home with me.
That's right.
Okay, we'll see if that happens in our next episode. But I don't even think we're gonna like sit and watch these cool down. We're just gonna start eating them now. So, I mean, these are like
they are
amazing. These are so good. We were just talking about how these could be like, they're very festive. Like you could have these during holidays. This is definitely a snack. Snack, not snack. This is definitely something I'm going to bring for Christmas dinner to have during the meal.
Excellent.
For my family. It's a great way to actually introduce keto to a friend or family member because who could resist these? These are just divine. So, we're gonna find some more recipes that are very simple like this.
We're just getting started.
We are just getting started, but we're gonna see how long we can go without having any more of these because
this ain't gonna last.
This ain't gonna last. But join us next time.
Fantastic.
All right, we'll see you soon. Take care.
Bye. If you happen to find any of this interesting, or more importantly, if you want to collaborate, check out the link below so that you can send us your comments, any stories you may have, anything. We're happy to entertain it, and this is really about us going on a journey together.